What's up, Duderinos? Welcome back to the Game Addicts podcast, a show where we talk about the modern and retro video games that we play and collect. I am this podcast player, one Brando, and joining me here today is this podcast player, two Mike.
Hello.
Hello, once again. Welcome to episode 102 of the podcast this week. We are coming off the heels of the extra live stream that we did over on Twitch, and thank you to any of you who joined us along the way. It was a long and arduous. We didn't do the full 24. We can only do the 12 or 13. We did 13. But it was still like that was the first time that either one of us have ever done extensive like streaming like that.
Yes.
So I mean, it was an experience. It was fun. I had a lot of fun. But there was one snafu that I want to address right off the bat. Well, no, hey buddy, how you doing, Padfoot? Yeah.
He likes his attention.
Yes, he does. Yeah. So there was a couple of snafus. One major one.
Yeah.
And that is, we recorded a podcast for the first hour of that stream to go up as an extra show on our podcast feeds. Like I was thinking Thanksgiving. Hey, you know what? We won't have to get together and do a show that week. We can, be normal people. Take a week off, right?
Right.
Cool. And we'll just air the podcast that we did as like the little lead up before we started the gaming for our extra live stream. And well, that's not really going to work anymore.
No.
Now, every once in a blue moon, there'll be an issue with plugging the Zoom into this computer. It's happened with Skype, and now it's happened with Streamlabs, OBS. And that is that the audio that you're hearing right now from my voice and apparently from his is going to be like down here and deeper.
Optimus Prime.
Like Optimus Prime. Not robotic, but just deep, like the voice actor who does Optimus Prime. That's happened to me before. If you listen to our good buddies, Dick and Tyler from Podcastrophe, I called in one time to tell a story, and I was like, okay, we're good. I'm using the Zoom as an external mic, and it just sounded like so deep. And I couldn't do anything about it.
Yeah.
And we had a big laugh about it. Well, our entire podcast was that because we did not catch it.
No, we didn't because somebody was drastically late to the party of his own house.
Well, and the thing is that we were ready to get going, and I should have known. I should have said, let's do a quick check, even though I was thinking, no, we're good. I've hooked this up like I've hooked it up before. I have not encountered that issue with Streamlabs before or with OBS.
Yeah.
So it was a new issue. We did have another issue where the stream got stopped, frozen. Like the entire program got frozen, and we couldn't get your webcam to work.
Right.
And so we were off the air for like 15 minutes.
And then somebody plugged in the the HDMI into the wrong port on the Xbox.
Because it's got two of them.
Yeah,
that wily, crazy Xbox. But it was such a good time. We played Forza Horizon 4, or rather you played Forza Horizon 4.
And then rather you played Recore.
Yeah.
Well, I felt like I completely took over Forza, and I was like, I'm just going to let him go.
No, there's a reason why I chose Forza, and that's because I knew you would probably like it. After I tried it, I'm like, I think this is a game that Mike would really dig.
So I felt like it is Forza's way of answering Need for Speed Underground. That's what I felt like it was.
Mm-hmm.
And that's pretty much what it was. In my eyes, that's what it was. It was a great game. I really enjoyed it. I hope to be able to hook that up here once my setup is better. I'm a few $100 away from making that happen, as we always are around here. And I hope to put a little bit more time into that, since they have allowed us to get Game Pass on Windows.
Yeah, absolutely. Game Pass is coming to Windows. I don't know if 100% all the games on there are going to be compatible, right? Because you're looking at third-party stuff on there that they need to clear with those guys to make sure that, hey, we want to put this on PC, and obviously those games, some of those games aren't one-to-one comparisons.
Right.
With the version. So maybe they're opting to say, hey, if you have Game Pass, it doesn't matter on what system, you can access it. Just know that there's going to be some compatibility issues, whether or not you have a console, whether or not you have a PC. So
I believe that Forza was one of the ones that was compatible on PC.
Yes, you can cross-play with people online.
Just being able to play it on PC.
Mm-hmm.
That's what matters to me.
Oh, yeah, no, you'll be
it doesn't really matter too much to me if I am going to get there or play with other people. I mean, that's more fun, but I enjoyed the game on our offline status as we did.
Oh, dude, the game is actually really good. I'm not even a racing guy, and I thoroughly enjoyed the game, like what I've played of it so far. It's to a point where I think I said that I am really thinking about going and picking up Recore, because I really enjoyed Recore.
It looked good.
And I'm actually thinking about going and picking up Forza Horizon 4, like buying the game.
Huh.
I don't know if and when I will, but I've enjoyed it. And it's one of those rare occasions where I try something, a series or not series. That's really the first time I've dove into any Forza. Like, I've played a few of them and went, oh, okay, yeah, this is racing. I've tried the core series, and it's almost too tight, too rigid. I felt like this had a little tiny bit of that in there, but once you got comfortable, you were okay.
I enjoyed the open world actually a lot more than I expected to be honest. And in the racing, it actually is more of a hindrance than it is, because you would think, if I kind of mess up a little bit, I'll just kind of steer off course a little bit, hit the dirt, and be fine. That's not the case.
No.
Once those tires break dirt, it actually cuts loose on you. So I really enjoyed that open worldness. It allows that Need for Speed shortcut theory thing that you do. Like, everybody kind of does it. There's always hidden little things in, like, Most Wanted had a bunch of little hidden chutes that you could hop on, but as long as you go through the checkpoint, the races that I played, I should say, they didn't really have any of those. A lot of rally races, but no shortcuts. But I really enjoyed the mechanic of the game. Once I got away from our Subaru, I work at Subaru, and I hate driving a Subaru on the game. But after I got the all-wheel drive Acura NSX, it was real tight, and I liked the handling, I liked the driving, I liked all the aspect of the game. It looks phenomenal. I only got to experience summer and autumn.
Right.
So I haven't checked any of the other
spring.
No, it was spring because it was raining. No, it was autumn.
Yeah, no.
Because I was in the rain.
Yeah.
But the mud puddles and stuff have really it's a really good game. I want to play it more, but I don't want to buy a $500. Like, I'm buying $500 components for the computer.
Right. And that's the cool thing about what Microsoft is doing with their Xbox brand is you can choose.
Yes.
You can choose. You personally want to build a PC. Guess what? You'll be able to play that game on that PC.
Yep.
If you were saying, I want to go buy an Xbox, then you have the ability to play that game on that Xbox.
Right.
I like that. I like that they're giving people options. Recore. I got to play Recore for a couple of hours. Recore is, of course, an Xbox One exclusive. I guess, it might be on PC now. But that game was made in conjunction with KJ Inafune. Forgive me if I butchered your name, but basically the creator of Mega Man.
Right.
And I looked at you at some point where it just went and it clicked, and I'm like, this is a 3D Mega Man game. This is quite literally it's Mega Man mixed with like Banjo-Kazooie, where you
Right.
run around and you're doing the platforming, and it's that style of platforming, kind of like a Banjo, big 3D platforms. You got to go over there, but the way that you traverse is very similar to a Mega Man. You jump, you double jump, you zoom, or kind of dash forward, and then you run around and you shoot, and you can charge shot, and you can use your dog. So just changed it and reskin it to where your character, the girl in Recore, is X or Mega Man, and then you have Rush. It's quite easily done, but even though it's not Mega Man, I will say that Recore is definitely going to be getting my money. I'm going to be buying the game. It's not expensive at all, so I'm definitely going to be buying.
It's on Steam. Steam gave it a 6.10.
6.10
or 6 out of 10, which is funny because everything seems to give it a 63% on Metacritic. IGN gave it a 7.3.
See, now,
I think it's more than that.
I don't know. I'd have to play more of it. I see why that they would give it that score, though, because it definitely feels like an older game. A lot of times when people review games, they're looking at, well, what does this do that is new? And there's not a lot in there that is new.
Walmart, $16.
$16. See, exactly. It's not going to be expensive at all.
I would definitely wait to Black Friday. You can probably pick it up for like $6, $7, maybe $10.
Maybe.
That'd be a good buy.
But I definitely want to get it because I probably won't be keeping Game Pass after November. That's not that I don't like it, but if I go out and buy Recore and if I buy Forza, I'll be getting the games that I want out of it, and then I can let it go, let it sit for a while, and then when they add more games on there, that I want to try out, I'll pick it back up. As far as Game Pass goes, after Recore, our buddies at Podcastrophe came in and we aired a segment for them for Assassin's Creed with them talking about that, and then we played some Red Dead Redemption 2 for about 3 hours. You got to play, almost a big chunk of that. And
I did, yeah. And
roam around and get familiar with the controls because they are different from the first game.
Yes.
So they're not 1-to-1.
So my thoughts on that.
Yes, please, because you gave it there, but just in case you guys don't want to sit there and watch the whole 3-hour stream to get his thoughts of it right after that you were playing. Yeah, please share your thoughts with that.
So I thought it was best looking game I've ever seen on a console.
Best looking game ever.
It's the greatest thing. Greatest game ever. No, but in serious note, it looks absolutely freaking gorgeous. The detail in that game is phenomenal. The fact that coming up from the muddy road, like the porch of the ammunition or the weapons shop had mud caked on it, and it looked like it had depth. That shows how much detail went into this game. Controls. I do not like the controls. One, there are way too many different things to do with each button. So those that have played this game know that your circle, or I guess it's B, all the buttons have like a button or like you hit, a hold down. There's a lot going on, and I have not really dove into the game other than the hour that I played here.
Right. Well, and maybe that would be different if you started from the beginning and you had some kind of the tutorial thing. It's like,
right.
Hey, this does this does that.
All I needed to know is how to deadeye, how to shoot, how to reload. That's all I cared.
Yeah, how to get on your horse and all that.
How to get on my horse. But the game was great. It's just not my kind of game. I am not a Western style player. Every time I pick up a Rockstar game, the only thing I ever want to do is go somewhere and cause as much havoc as I can and see how long I can survive.
This game, and I'm just going to slip right into it before we get to the last game that we played, right? We'll go ahead and bundle it in here because I've got actually have a news story about Red Dead that I want to talk about.
Okay.
I think I've played enough of the game to give it a review. A floating review for me. And I'm going to give it a 9.7.
Really?
The reason why I docked it is because of the controls. The controls are a little clunky at times. Sometimes Arthur, the character, doesn't do what I want him to do. I had an issue the other night where I'm trying to take cover behind a rock, and he's like jumping on the rock, and I get shot
Yeah.
multiple times. I lived that time, but I've also had it happen to where, as you said, there's a lot to do on the controller, a lot of things, and I think the game sometimes every once in a while gets a little,
Hell, I couldn't even remember. You told me how to take cover,
Yeah.
and I could never get him to do it. So I was like, screw it. I'm just going to do like my normal first-person shooter.
So the controllers are a little clunky. So for me to give it an 9.7. Here's the thing: I've played games with clunky controls that I have gone on to absolutely love. Me docking at 0.3 points for its gameplay is really a small thing because I'm enjoying the game tremendously. I love getting lost in it. I feel like I saw a joke, but I really think that there is some truth to it. This is Rockstar's attempt at an immersive world like a Bethesda game.
Yeah.
Where,
I agree with that.
where it's more of story thing like Rockstar does, but their attempt at making a big, massive open world for you to get lost in, the level of detail, like you said, they put into every little thing, the mud caked on the boards of the steps, the mud squishing underneath your boots and underneath your hooves of your horse, and for you to like look and with the sun hitting it just right and it reflects off the wet mud. That's nuts. It's absolutely insane.
I tell you what, Rockstar I don't want to say that they need to scrub making games because heaven knows they're the top two selling games pretty much of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, at least money made. They should just pawn out their skills as graphics people and be like, hey, you want to do a new Metroid game? We'll do the graphics.
That'd be crazy.
I would be.
You'd be on board with that.
I mean, come on, think of Metroid Prime 4.
I know.
Looking like that.
I know.
Jesus Christ.
Because it's not gonna. But if like Nintendo makes it, like don't get me wrong, Breath of the Wild looked awesome.
Right.
But it
it's
isn't
in that
this.
style.
But but that's good for that style.
Yeah.
It's not this. The other thing that I wanted to say is that some people are complaining about how many animations are for everything, right? And I feel like that's just another length of immersion. Like how long it takes them to pick something up. People are like, man, that just takes so long. It's not like playing a Bethesda game where you go in and like even the older ones where you just pick up stuff through menus.
Yeah.
Pick, and then your dude doesn't even move. That being said, I really do think the game is truly immersive. I'm loving it so far, and that 0.3 may change depending on how I feel about the story. So far, I really like it, and I feel like it's good. I feel like a 9.7 is a good fit for where this is.
I hear that it has an unbelievable twist.
Right. So, like, if this game blows my mind, it may get bumped up to a 10 for me because it's freaking close anyway.
Yeah.
I am not a huge watcher of Westerns. I like Clint Eastwood.
Yeah.
I like Man with No Name, like his movies that he, Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, Fistful of Dollars. I like Unforgiven.
I don't watch any of them.
Dude, Unforgiven is an awesome movie.
Tombstone's still the best.
Tombstone is good. Yes, Tombstone is almost the best. I say personally, Unforgiven is the best Western ever. It is older Clint Eastwood going in with Morgan Freeman.
Yeah.
That's all. That should be all I should have to say. Okay, Clint Eastwood and Morgan Freeman in a Western, with Clint Eastwood going to get revenge when he's like 80.
Huh.
It's a great movie. It was like the last Western that he did, but I'm not a huge watcher of them. I'm not a like a guy that goes and buys the 50-in-1 DVD of like the Westerns. I don't like
my
them.
Father-in-law.
Yeah, I don't like them that much. And then if I did, I wouldn't be able to sell them because the DVD market's crashing, right?
Yeah.
That or just nobody wants to buy all your Western movies, dude.
He has like every Western that Disc Replay actually has. Literally. And he goes to turn them in, and then they say no because they have tons and tons and tons of copies of this.
Yeah, I know.
Like literally stacks. We're talking 20 deep of this one individual DVD, and they're like, yeah, we can't take that. And he calls me up. He goes, the DVD market's crashing. I mean, I can't trade in my DVDs anymore. I'm like, which ones? And he says the names of them. I'm like, okay, one. There's thousands. I literally walk in there and there's like a wall of all these. There's so many. They don't want your stuff. Man, they've got too much stuff. They can only hold so much surplus of each item. That's just the way it is. So he says it's crashing. He's a character.
Anyways, there aren't that many Western games out there. This and Red Dead, like Revolver and Redemption, are kind of like it.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So, like, with that being said, like, while I'm not super into it, I do love the immersion of getting lost in another time period. I think that's really cool, and I think they do a good job of it. The other thing that I have to say about Red Dead.
Yes,
wait,
what is
wait,
it?
Wait.
Oh, wait.
No.
Wait.
No, you did not.
Wait.
This is throwing me off.
What's wrong?
I'm sorry. Somebody liked one of our tweets, and I don't believe, or retweeted it, and I don't believe it is who they say it is.
Who would it be?
I'm not saying until I know. Yep. No, never mind. Because I about flipped out, and it's not the actual. Yeah. All I saw was that retweeted us.
Oh wow! But what was the bottom?
It's an E or it's a C instead of an E. It's like
somebody.
It's somebody who posts like a lot of their news and stuff like that.
But that's cool though, because they reposted it. They post a lot of their news, so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean,
thank you, Square Enix.
Not Square Enix, but hey, that's cool. Throw me for a damn loop there for a second. I'm gonna give me a heart attack.
Mainstream.
Yeah, not quite. However, there is a piece of Red Dead news that I wanted to talk about, and that is Red Dead Redemption 2 has already outsold the original game. That's not surprising.
No.
So apparently, in a period of 8 days, Red Dead Redemption 2 has sold 17 million units worldwide.
That's nuts.
In the original game...
How many of those are PC versions? I play it on PC. It sucks. Good job, buddy. It's not there. I'm going to mention that every time now. I have to.
The original Red Dead Redemption sold 15 million copies in 7 years. And they did it in 8 days. And that's just going to show you what that name brings with it with Rockstar, you know. And there are some people wondering, like, maybe it would have done more if there wouldn't been that kind of scandal about the workplace and all that kind of stuff.
I don't think that's hurting them at all.
No, it's not hurting them, but it makes you wonder, like, because there were some people who said that they were going to boycott it, and obviously not enough people have boycotted it to really affect them.
I don't think anybody.
Right there, 17 million copies is more copies than most games are going to sell
in a lifetime.
Yes.
And they did it in 8 days.
They did it in 8 days. This game, Red Dead Redemption 2, is going to sell over 50 million copies. Mark my words.
Here's the thing. If the online is Grand Theft Auto, but Red Dead, they're sold. Like, it's going to sell way over 50.
And the thing is that you've already got 17 million people who have the game.
Yep.
And you're going to have maybe even half of those that go forward with the online. Then you're going to have other people who go, oh, yeah, that online looks really cool. They got to guess what they've got to buy. Red Dead Redemption 2 to get the Red Dead Online. So there's, you know, just like the GTA thing, all those copies of GTA 5 got sold because if they'd released a standalone Grand Theft Auto Online when they don't need to, when all they got to do is put a little thing on there with the base game.
Yeah.
You know, and put it on a patch. Now, I don't know if there's going to be a big patch for the online to put it in or how big that's going to be, but I think that is going to be really popular. Do I think it's going to unseat GTA? Probably not. But I am thinking, however, you're probably going to be able to form gangs with your friends, just like you can in GTA. You're going to be able to do missions with your friends. You're going to be able to cause havoc and go robbing stuff, and you're going to be able to buy property.
Here, question. I have a question.
Go ahead.
The question is, do you put how soon do you think that they're going to have the bank robberies and train robberies? Because That is basically the heists in Grand Theft Auto.
Right.
So to me, doing the online mode, that's your bread and butter. Because as you've said, and as I've heard other people say, they love those bank robberies, the train robbery. They love that part of the game because it's so neat, and it can only be done in that timeline.
Sure.
So, how do you think that will be released with the online, or will we have to wait for a year and a half for the patch?
Now, I've mentioned this, and I don't know if I've mentioned this on air on this podcast, but the reason why they waited a year and a half to do the heists, big DLC for the GTA Online, was because they were working on the PC and remastered versions, and they wanted to launch them simultaneously.
Which is fine.
It is what it is. But a lot of the people who joined in early were like, where are the heists? And like, they're coming. But they didn't want to say immediately that they were doing what they were doing. Right?
Right.
As with anything, timing is key. They didn't want to say, well, we wanted you guys to buy this version because we're making this version over here.
Yeah.
And of course they are. Of course they're going to make that on PC. I mean, I guarantee you PC sales are good, are like a big number of that 100 million copies of GTA.
Oh yeah.
If not, I'm not going to go as far as say half, but I mean, you're like, the game has never gone down in cost. That game is still $60.
Yeah.
If you go to the store today, to go to Walmart, GameStop, Best Buy, wherever, that game is going to be $60. And they will never need a reason to drop the price of that game.
No.
Because they've made their money. That game has made them $6 billion.
Hey, pet me.
All right, Pat, fine, I'll pay you. But I am thoroughly surprised myself. I doubted that this game would be as popular as it is. Not because I didn't think it wouldn't be a good game, but I kind of thought they would carry the trend of from GTA to Red Dead last time.
Right.
GTA 4, massively popular. Red Dead, not as. But it had the word of mouth. It had that underground thing where people were like, hey, did you play that game Red Dead? No, I'm not really into it. You should. Why? A, B, and C, right?
Right.
Maybe I will. Oh, by the way, you can go pick up the Game of the Year edition that comes with the DLC for online and for the zombie mode, for like $30. Oh, okay, that's not bad. So over the course of time, the game has resonated with people. Most everybody who's played the game, like all the way through, like they really liked it. And I actually just sat back and I rewatched the ending of the game last night, of the original game.
Right.
And I had flooded with memories of my first time playing that. And then, like, him going through the damn barn door, and I'm like, son of a bitch, he's going to die.
Yep.
And then he gets blown up like Peter Weller from RoboCop.
Yeah.
He just gets shot up.
You know Arthur's going down. You know it. That's the way it's set up.
Well, he has to because he's not in the original game.
Exactly. It's set up that way. But one of the things that you told me that you thought was extremely well done was the fact that Arthur takes, I can't remember his name.
Jack.
Fishing.
Yeah, John's kid, yeah.
Yeah, fishing. And that guy that hit Jack ends up killing.
Agent Ross.
Ross is with the other agent.
So the other agent is kind of like the main protagonist or one of the main protagonists of this game. And then the other dude who's kind of quiet, I'm like, holy crap, that's him. That's like the main enemy of the main bad guy from the first game. And Jack is there. Ah, that was so good.
Enjoy your fishing, boy.
Yeah, have fun fishing, boy. And when he goes and kills Agent Ross at the end of the original game in Mexico, he's hunting right there near a riverbank. Yeah. And then you end up with a duel with him. And then that's the end of the game. It's like, God. So after all, and really, I think it's so cool because that they decided to do the game like they did with the prequel type thing.
Right.
Because it really sets it up. Like playing, like watching, because I found a YouTube video of like all of Dutch's big scenes from the first game, which he doesn't come in towards the end anyway. But it's the same voice actor. So it's like you boom right in it and like, oh yeah, okay.
Right.
And then John's like, he's like, hey there, John. Long time. and he's holding this girl. And then he's like, how's Abigail? Fine. Haven't seen her in a while. How's your little boy? Not so little now. Is that so? What's he about, 15? 16? He's like, and he's like, yeah? Haven't been around. It's because you've been chasing me. Is that what this is? It's this cool little scene, and he's like, come on, Dutch. It's over, man. Oh yeah, it's over. It's over, all right. And then it's just like that original game, like the way that they did the cutscenes and in the capturing of that game, way all the way back in like 2009, 2010. It really paved the way for like other studios to do like a even bigger style of storytelling, like the stuff that Naughty Dog has done with the last couple of games that they've put out. That their storytelling is really next level, and I like to think that Rockstar had a kind of a piece of that.
Right.
Starting off with even with the stuff that they were doing all the way back on the PS2 era and those Grand Theft Autos, then bringing it forward into like GTA 4 and how they did that style of storytelling, and then that same style almost in Red Dead. It's great stuff. The last game that we played, as we've gone through this recap, Fallout 76. We played the beta.
It's my jam,
for 4 hours? Right about. We were a little late going in because I was trying to like figure out how to stop partying on Red Dead. I can't save.
Yeah.
Turns out all I had to do was go to sleep. But I did not know that. So we played some Fallout 76. You and I played a little bit of it. And then I went to the bathroom. And then my seat got stolen.
Yeah, it did. My wife was like, she looked at me and she goes, "You think he'd be mad if I played?" I'm like, "I don't think he will." Then she hopped up there and didn't let you back on until the very end. And I told her to get up. Hey.
So I liked it. And then I wasn't too thrilled about it at the same time. I liked the playing together. I liked the having fun. I didn't like necessarily how the quests are handled or done, quite frankly, because I didn't understand it.
Right.
I didn't understand it, like the little, like maybe if I'd have been playing from the beginning, just like you with the controls of Red Dead.
They give you no insight.
No insight.
So literally, you about fell in where I did. Other than it says, go here, pick up your mobile camp, and blah 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 blah.
Well, see, and the thing is that like on that one mission where I didn't do what we were supposed to do, even when we went in, it didn't tell me where to go. Like on your screen, it would say, on the door right there. On mine, it was like not there, but I still had the quest marker.
I'm wondering if that might be a product of Party Leader.
Maybe.
Since I was Party Leader, there's a high possibility. Because I did notice that the hexagon is your missions, your quests, and then the stars are your team members.
Mm-hmm.
I also am not super fond of how much information of your quests is on the screen on the right.
That was kind of like...
There is a lot of your screen taken up by quests.
Yeah, that is something that like kind of bugged me.
I did not flip through any of the settings, so there could be a possibility that can be removed. But I like the new areas. So it's not your typical Fallout. So I don't know if I mentioned this, but there is a section in that area that we were at, because we were in the Burning Lands or whatever it's called. Basically, it's a big area has lots of ash and everything's still burning. So you have to wear a mask or some form of protection from the ash. Well, at the edge of that village is a nuclear plant.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's going critical. One of the missions, the public missions, is for you and your other people to stop that factory or that nuclear plant from going critical. And me and Joanna are there, and I was like, "Hey, yeah, I've got some Rad X, I'll pop that baby on there, and I'll run in there, I ran in there, and it pegged me at 70.
70 rads
It
per
hit,
second.
Yeah, it hit 70 rad. I was like, whoa. Nope, out.
We ain't supposed to be here.
And that's with Rad X on.
Maybe there's
You got a radiation suit.
Yeah.
So that was kind of intense. Where I went in there, and I just literally ran in and didn't even look at the rads until I looked down, and it just pegged me at 76, and I turned around and got back out, and I died.
You died?
Oh, I died from rads right there on the spot. And then I had to run in and get my stuff and come back out. But I had a power armor suit, so I could cut that down a little bit, but I wasn't using it at the time.
Did you mutate?
Oh, yeah. I mutated like 4 times so far. I've gotten the same mutation almost each time. But one of the things that I don't like, now it says that you can keep your mutation, but it doesn't tell you how. So I don't know if it's a talent points or you go so far in what is that usually? Endurance.
Mm-hmm.
But the second you take a rat away, it removes it.
Endurance.
Yeah. I wish that you could choose. It says there's a chance that rataways will take this away. Well, it takes it away every time. Even the diluted rataways. Because I was like, ooh, diluted. Yeah, I got a way around this. Half the chance. Nope, took it away. So, but it took me, I had to get 50% rads for it to mutate. And I get the same one each time, grounded. Damage reduction of energy weapons by 100. Energy weapon damage. Negative 50. I don't use energy weapons, so that's fine with me. But I didn't want 50% of my health bar to be radiation.
Yeah, right.
So other than that, I really enjoy the game. I mean, really, it's about your thoughts.
I enjoyed it. I had fun. It was fun to play with you and just to do stuff. On the other hand, like I think we only ran into one other player, and we didn't even really talk. We just he was doing something, we were doing something, and that was it.
Yeah.
I did enjoy, like, it's basically Fallout 4 gameplay.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's more Fallout.
I really enjoy the fact that when you become overburdened, you don't just stop in your tracks like you do in all the other Bethesda games. This one, it basically is like that perk where
in Fallout 4 they had a perk where if you were over encumbered, it would use AP
to walk. You can't run. You can walk.
Yeah. So at the end of the day, and this isn't the first time that I've ever said this here, I'm not a big multiplayer fan or player. I will try them. With this case, will I get it? Maybe. I'm thinking about it for Christmas, but I'm definitely not going to pick it up next week when the game comes out because I'm still going to be playing Red Dead. And the issue is that, me buying the game is exclusively inherently on the fact that I will have the extra money to buy the game.
Right.
What in the world?
It's the cat scratching.
Oh, okay. I'm like, it's like your wall's about to come down on me.
Well, here's the question: are you getting it on the Xbox?
No,
or the
no.
PS4?
Well, no, because I want to play with you.
Well, I can get it. I will probably get it on PC once they start opening.
But I don't want to buy live.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I have Plus, so I'll break tradition and break with the series where I bought all the Bethesda games on the Xbox, and I will buy it for the PS4 so I can play with you and Blaine and Tyler, and it would be fun to get us all together and play. Well,
I'm coming with my wife, so
yeah. Well, they're in yes, but with that being said, it's like it's very difficult for me to even find a window to play sometimes. So it's like anytime that I say, "Hey, I want to play that tonight," it's almost like we're gonna have to plan it out, and I gotta almost tell the wife, "Hey, I'm playing games online here. I want that time." She's more like almost always cool with me saying I want to go and have me time.
Right.
But it's all a matter of having a 3-year-old who is a complete hurricane and disaster some days, who doesn't want to listen, who will melt down for over 20 minutes to an hour over one thing, is difficult for any parent to deal with. and therefore, like, I feel it's unfair that I have to be at work all day and she has to put up with that all day sometimes. So when I get home, I try to give her a break and let her go clear her mind.
Right.
You know, whether that's just going in the other room for a while or leaving the house. Get the hell out of here. Get away from this kid. With that being said, there are some nights where I've started playing Red Dead at 9 o'clock.
I can't do any of that noise.
And you know what? I don't want to do that, but I want to play Red Dead.
Right.
I want to play it. So therefore, I have to sacrifice a little bit of extra sleep to play that.
That's yours.
What is mine?
That short.
Oh, yes, for the Xbox.
I just noticed it was there. Sorry.
No, that's fine.
And you got to take
guess
all
what?
that home.
My controller is now halfway dead.
Really?
Yeah. I saw it last night. I did like it. I don't dislike it, but I'm also not like crazy about it. If that's the same, if that makes any sense.
There's some things that I dislike about it, but there's also some things I like about it. There's the junk.
Mm-hmm.
They changed the way that junk works, and I really like that. You can break it down, and then you can also get like pack mule that reduces the weight of it. So and there's lots of benches around that you can break stuff down. So it really helps with your packing. But if all else fails, drop your camp.
Right.
I like that.
Anyway, yeah. I mean, I'm thinking about getting it. There's a couple other games like that I want to try and get either around Black Friday or otherwise.
Right.
But if I can swing it, because there's other stuff that we want to buy. I want to buy a new gaming chair for my room for when I'm streaming back there.
Right.
Be a little bit more comfortable. There might be a few other things that I want to buy. I definitely want to maybe buy a certain vinyl record that's been avoiding me, or I've been avoiding it because it's like over $100.
Yeah.
And so I've been telling myself I'm going to get it. I'm going to buy it. Maybe I'll buckle down and buy that. And then, like I'm going to have to budget out. Like when I get the Christmas bonus, I'm going to have to budget out what I can and cannot get. And if it's in there, I'll definitely buy it. And then I'll have to.
This right here is another thing you need.
Oh, a case.
A new computer.
Well, I do need a new computer, but
You've been telling me about it.
We're gonna do it, but probably not for a while.
Right.
We definitely have certain other financial plans. Christmas bonus is going to be more of a gift to ourselves, and then our Taxmas this year is going to be pretty much all dedicated to bills and paying off like a credit card. So, with that being said, I've got a couple of news stories to talk about. There's
not many out.
No, but I did show you this one today, and I don't have a picture up. I did not prep myself today, but it's basically a 8-bit dough. Of course, our friends at 8-bit dough make some really good controllers and
yes, they do,
and accessories. Well, this accessory is going to hook into your Switch. It's a wireless adapter that probably goes through Bluetooth, and you can plug in your wired GameCube controllers into it and utilize that on your Switch for like Smash or any game that you want that will support the number of,
it's going to be
stuff. So
this Lemmy Smash.
So, releasing on December 7th. This is $20. Connects wired GameCube controllers via Bluetooth receiver. Whoa, easy there, feller.
It got wrapped around him, so he gets scared.
Got scared.
Yeah.
I'm glad he didn't rip anything over.
That's what I was thinking.
So, it's not fully wireless. Wireless. It's not fully wireless. The G-Bros adapter, that's what it's called, ensures that you don't have to worry about how far you sit from your console. The adapter has a 30-hour battery life and can be charged with a USB-C cable or powered by 2 AA batteries. And the picture of it's rather small, and it has the traditional like indigo GameCube colors.
Yeah.
And then it has your little buttons to turn it off and sync and all that kind of stuff. And then it has your plug-in. I wonder if you could really go deeper with this. It doesn't look like it would work with them with the style of how it plugs in, but I think it'd be funny if you could plug in your Wavebird into that, your Wavebird into this, and have that wirelessly go to the
chain
system. I wonder if that would work. But I mean,
we've got a Wavebird to test.
We do. And I like the GameCube controller anyway. And for $20, it's not a bad deal. And
for those people that want to do Smash, that's going to be the way to go.
Mm-hmm. The only thing is that it's not a 1-to-1 with the Wii U. I'm sorry, with the Switch Pro controller. So like it doesn't have the same number of buttons. So like you can't just I want to use this instead of the Switch Pro.
Right.
Yeah, you wouldn't. Some games you might be able to do it for, but other games you definitely won't be able to.
I'm definitely thinking that Smash will be it'll be available on the Smash because they are making the adapter.
Yeah, they're making their official adapter for it.
I see you, buddy.
But I mean, I'm really digging 8-bit too. They're a good
company.
They're killing it. The other bit of news that I have before we get into our other big topic today concerns Final Fantasy VII Remake.
It's dead in the water.
Final Fantasy VII Remake director considering options for compilation titles. Tetsuya Nomura, director of FF7 Remake, has hinted that Square Enix is considering revisiting the other entries in the compilation of Final Fantasy VII, which includes games like Before Crisis, Crisis Core, Dirge of Cerberus, and Advent Children.
Please, not Dirge of Cerberus.
Reported by Famitsu, via translations provided by Gematsu, Nomura was participating in a Q&A session for The World Ends With You Final Remix when a fan said, "I want to play Before Crisis FF7 again." He said, "Right now I'm concentrating on Kingdom Hearts 3, but when that's finished, 7 will be where I head next. I'm thinking about ideas regarding the remake's release. I even spoke with producer Katasi about it today. All of us old-timers are considering various developments in regards to what accompanies the remake, like if we can manage to do something about the compilation titles too. But for the time being, please wait for 7's turn to come." This comment doesn't make it clear whether or not they intend to integrate the elements of the compilation into the remake, or if the ports re-releases or even remakes of these titles could be in store instead. Of course, considering this translation means that anything he said should be taken with a grain of salt. I think that they're going to try and incorporate as much of the before story into this story.
Yes.
Of the remake to make it a more full, compact, condensed story instead of you having to play the FF7 story and then go to like 2 other games to play what happened before with Before Crisis and Crisis Core. And then like if you want like I think it'd be neat if they did like a 4K remaster of Advent Children.
Well, yeah, it'd be neat. I mean, what kind of question is that? I think it would be neat.
Now,
yeah,
like gameplay-wise, Dirge of Cerberus is pretty much kind of garbage. But I mean, I do like some of the story stuff. I like how the Hojo thing continues. I liked, some of the story stuff with Vincent and the controlled Kate Sith. Reeve. I like the story stuff with that and Yuffie. I thought that was kind of cool. So there's also like pretty much how I played Dirge of Cerberus is I got Game Shark codes to just have unlimited ammo or like be all powerful from the get go and just kill everything. And then I went through and I just enjoyed the story.
There you go. That's one way of doing it.
But I shouldn't have to do that.
Right.
So like, yeah, I kind of think how that's going to go. The rumors has it that but we may be looking at a late 2019 to 2020, early 2020 launch for FF7. I think it's more likely to be probably 2020. In that went from January to December. I think 2020 is when we're going to see it.
I vote 2021.
You think so?
Middle to end.
And then that could be, and that would be crazy because that'd be like a 7-year. Since the announcement, are you booping me? Are you booping me, dog?
Well, since the wifey's not here.
Oh yeah,
we're the only ones in the house, so he's like, hey, I want all your attention, yeah.
So there's something else. I watched a video.
What is something else?
I watched a video about The Last of Us Part 2.
Yeah.
Okay. Now this was made by just a YouTuber who did a little bit of research. And it was putting dots together, correct? All right. So, back when they first showed the teaser, right? They were saying, "Oh, well, we just started on this," but then like last year, around this time, they said that they They were 60% done with the game.
Right.
So then you go to E3. We saw the gameplay video that everybody else saw. That was awesome. And he is thinking that by June of next year, the game should be done. In fact, he's thinking that the game is probably largely done now. All the big story elements, all that stuff is done. It's all about fine tuning.
Right.
Getting everything together, putting all the stuff together, putting all the environments together, putting the stuff that they filmed into, their story. Hey, buddy. Which would indicate that the game would be ready for release next fall.
Right.
Let me just say, I doubt it, but I hope he's right.
Let me just say that would be one of the greatest things that ever could happen.
That would be a great birthday gift. I think it would be awesome for it to be ready by October, November, and it would be a big deal. I think it really would be a big deal, a big Sony release. And then, of course, when that game's coming out, then like the writing is on the wall then for the PS4's life cycle.
Yep. That's it. That's the swan song right there.
Yeah, and whether or not Ghost of Tsushima's coming out for it, whether Death Stranding's coming out for it, like those are two other big titles coming out for PlayStation, sure. But Last of Us Part 2, after that, I guarantee you there's not going to be much left life as far as big first-party titles set in store for the PS4. Everything's going to be going to the next generation.
Well, yeah, that would be the smart move to make.
Mm-hmm.
And then you'll see the remaster, which they really don't have to do if those rumors are true.
Right, about the PS5.
Compatibility through 1 through 5.
That would be awesome.
That would be one of the greatest things they've ever done.
Greatest things ever. So one of the greatest things that came out over the weekend, out of a sheer pure entertainment value.
Yeah.
Now, you and I got together and we streamed for Extra Life, but what we did not comment on, or really, like, I knew it was going on, but I really didn't care, and that was BlizzCon.
Yeah.
Okay, so BlizzCon happened this weekend, and they had a big, to do like on stage where they had like this press conference, and they were talking about some stuff, and they ended their press conference with a new Diablo game. And it did not really resonate well with the fans, with specifically Blizzard fans. Because think about it, this is BlizzCon, where Blizzard fans, diehard fans, will go and spend money to get into this place, to sit down and marvel about their favorite Blizzard properties. Okay, this is their own convention. This is their own thing. It's not like they're at E3. It's not like they're, these are diehard Blizzard fans. And they did not react very well to the Diablo announcement at all.
So some of my favorite things that we looked at was the guy that came up. He was very respectful, and he just was basically like, hey, are we going to see this on PC?
He said there was actually some things in there that he liked.
Yeah.
And that they've been asking for.
There's a lot of really cool things with the trailer. It looks good, but it's on your freaking phone.
Yep, mobile only.
No. I'm with the fans because I'm a fan, and it needs to be put on PC. There's no reason why it cannot be put on PC. You can make it mobile friendly, but there's no reason why it shouldn't be on the PC.
So now, like, everything that I've seen, everything that I've heard about this, I see both sides of it, okay? I see what Blizzard is trying to do. And they said it during their Q&A thing, where they have trying, they feel like with the Diablo franchise, unlike what you can probably do with like the Warcraft or World of Warcraft or anything like that, they have the ability with this game to try and expand it to new horizons, to expand it to new experiences, whether that's bringing it to the consoles like they did with Diablo 3, or with this game bringing it to your smartphone or tablet.
Right.
So they are trying new things, and they're teaming up with, I believe the company is called NetEase, and they're developing a game for your cell phone that is a Diablo game. That is, they're looking at two things. Number one, they want to make a great Diablo game that their Diablo fans are going to like.
Right.
Number two, they want to bring in as many new people as possible who only are their average. They're casual gamers. They play stuff on their phone. There's a guy that we work with who is addicted to gaming on his phone.
Yes.
They want guys like him to come out, to come on board for this. They want other people. They want, all kinds of people. And then on the gamer's perspective, with your diehard Blizzard fans who love Diablo, where do they play it? Do they play it, primarily PC? And then, a console's not that far of a stretch from a PC.
Right.
But you have those two realms there, and they're like, so is this game coming out for PC? Because it clearly looks like that this game could translate well to PC.
The cinematics that were shown looked great.
Well, the cinematics trailer was one thing, but then like the actual gameplay, even though I noticed when they were doing the gameplay and showing the gameplay stuff, they took away a lot of the HUD.
Yeah.
There's a couple scenes where they showed it, but they could definitely take a month or two and try to manipulate or modify the HUD for PC.
There's no reason why they can't. You could continuously use that exact HUD and just make your hotkeys like every other Diablo game is. Sure.
So I get both sides. I get why they're trying to expand, and I get why the diehards are not happy. And then what I really feel like they misstepped on, they were not expecting people to be that upset. Disgruntled. So when that dude said, "Are we getting this on PC ever?" And then the guy's like, "No, we're looking at iOS and Android phones and tablets." And people started booing. And then they reacted with, "What, you guys don't have phones?" And that right there is the biggest misstep to me, because I kind of felt like when they were getting booed, they didn't know what to do. Because they're getting booed at their own conference, at their own convention.
Yeah.
Okay. And I felt like they were being defensive. But like, to me, that's like a big middle finger.
Yeah.
And then you got the guy that came up and said, "Is this a out of season April Fool's joke?" And the crowd laughed and cheered. Because he kind of said what everybody was thinking. Now, the cinematic trailer that came out, it's got over 500,000 downvotes. You've got the gameplay trailer. It's got this thing is getting downvoted everywhere. The internet literally blew up.
Yep.
Over this thing. And
this shouldn't be. I feel like that with the story and stuff that I have viewed, it would be a good half step. It's a good, hey, we have, this is your gap filler for Diablo 4, but it's not. It's they're calling it Diablo 4. It's Diablo Immortal, but they are saying this is the next entry in this story.
They're saying the story takes place in between 2 and 3.
Right.
Okay. So, yeah, this is a new entry into the Diablo story, but it's not 4. They were careful to say this isn't 4, this is Immortal. This is something new and different.
But that's the thing, is it should be just that and not them saying this is a new, blah, blah, blah. It should be, okay, so here's this, because we're going to take a little longer. We're going to kind of wait, and we're waiting to see where everything goes before we make another Diablo 4. So here's this.
Yeah.
Not, this is your next thing. Like, they were really pushing that they are not going to put this on PC. They are not going to do this. And this is our next entry. Not, this is your half-step entry.
There were rumors floating around from Kotaku saying that day that Blizzard ixnayed a Diablo 4 announcement. And Blizzard is saying that's not true. So there's some pushback. Now, there's also do you think that as gamers, do you think that we can overreact about things? Because I feel like in a way this is a bit of an overreaction. I understand what it's like to be like, if you were to tell me, hey, Brando, they're finally coming back and they're making a whole new Mass Effect game. Really? You have my attention. Yeah, but it's only on your cell phone. What? I get it. Okay? I would be upset about that and disappointed. You know, but at the end of the day, this is a video game. So are we like wasting our time and energies? And I mean, and this is me taking a step back. You know, this is me taking a step back and saying, like, you know what? This is a video game, and we're getting this upset about a video game when there's other things in the world we could be getting upset about.
I agree with you on that, but being a Diablo fan, being able to see their side.
No,
I'm not saying that you can't, but like I have played Diablo a lot, like 2 and 3. I played 3 a lot. I feel that their reaction to the guy's question is what is bringing all that negativity. Is them, hey, obviously this can be brought onto PC. Anything on your phone can be brought to PC, period.
What you don't want, like, what, you guys don't have phones? I get that. I get that.
It's not that. It's the fact that he just blunt up said, we are not going to bring it to PC, period. Bring it to PC the second you bring it on your phone, because there's no reason why you can't. So then you're satisfying those people on PC that want a new PC Diablo game, and then you're bringing in the other people on your phone and make it cross-playable to where I can do this on mine and then turn around and pick up my phone and pull it up and continue playing. That would be a big, huge step, and the Blizzard and Diablo fans would not be upset. They'd be like, I get it on PC and I can transfer it to my phone and I can play it wherever I want. You got it, buddy. I'm down for that. Cool. But it's not how they handle the situation. Mm-hmm. The way they handle the situation is, no, it's not a new PC game. Well, now you have your hardcore Diablo fans that are like, well, it's not a Diablo game. Diablo game needs to be on PC. It's always been on PC. It needs to be on PC. The way the mechanics work in our heads that play it. I like the console because I like to just kind of sit back and relax. I don't want to sit at a table. But I also like the mouse and keyboard. I feel like I don't want to play a Diablo game on my iPhone X. That is too small. The fact that my hand...
And that's a critical...
And my hands are going to take up, this much room, because when I do and then hit my hotkeys, so I literally only have that much view. So 2 inches to view a brand new Diablo game that I love. You have a larger phone than I do.
How much larger is it?
Well, I got the case on, so
pretty much your phone fits on my screen.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But that's the thing, is that I don't want to play my game, and then I don't want to turn around and buy a tablet to play this on.
Right.
So I felt like that situation was handled poorly. If they should have said, we don't have any intentions on putting it on PC, but if that's what the gamers really want, we don't see a problem with putting it on there. I think after this reaction, they will switch gears and put it on PC.
Maybe they will. I
don't think they are overreacting. So
I just meant there's definitely a place to place your anger, and granted, they've been pretty shady about this whole thing. So with that cinematic trailer, it has over 500,000 downloads or dislikes on YouTube. When they first released it, it had 100,000, 130,000. Then they unlisted it to clear it and then put it back up.
Like I said,
Then they've been deleting negative comments on that video.
You can't do that.
And so this is the thing. People notice. Okay? There's a right way and a wrong way to handle it. to handle this kind of reaction. I mean,
so far Blizzard not doing too hot.
You know, it trying to find the right words, because in a way it's like I feel like we as gamers sometimes we do react very strongly,
Yes.
And sometimes when you take a step back, you're going, well, maybe there's a better way to communicate this rather than just grabbing our pitchforks and our torches and marching in the streets and calling for Blizzard's head. I mean, granted, if like as I said, I'm not a diehard Diablo fan, but I can understand the anger and the resentment and then the nose snubbing if it were something like Mass Effect or something like that I'm a super big fan of. If they said Mass Effect game, brand new one, only on the cell phone, I would be like, why? And like, well, we're trying to bring in new people. I get that, but why are you doing it? Like, and as you said with the Diablo, it's a lot easier to make that playable on a PC, to make that playable on a console.
Yeah.
And it will obviously, if it's going to be a mobile game, then it's going to be a much smaller game than if you would have got a big PC or like a console game. That game cannot be 60 gigabytes. There's no way, because it's got to be able to fit on your smartphone.
Yep.
So therefore, it's obvious that if you're putting it on a console or PC, you can add a little bit of size in there to make adjustments to make it work on a bigger screen, or maybe to make adjustments to where the hotkeys and button prompts aren't in the exact same spot they would be for a smartphone. You can move them around a little bit and change the HUD. Are you done over there, dog?
He's rolling on his
He's looking at me
water buffalo horn.
He's like, what are you going to do about it?
He likes his water buffalo.
Do you like your water buffalo horn? He's looking at me like one of those swimsuit models like on the beach. Like, I am.
Hey, buddy.
It's seeing their react. Like, I read a headline. I didn't read the article. Former developer who worked for Blizzard said that they no longer understand gamers.
Well, they did all right with Overwatch.
Yeah. I mean, when you think about like a pretty easy multiplayer game.
So another thing that I want to bring up. So with this BlizzCon, they had before BlizzCon, they had stated that Classic WoW was slated to come out in like 2 years. Because, obviously, for Blizzard, they're wanting you to buy their expansion. Now, after this Diablo problem, they were like, next summer. Because people are pissed.
Now, see, I thought that they had just announced that at BlizzCon anyway. Like,
Did they? Let me check.
I thought that was the announcement at BlizzCon that says that Classic WoW was coming out for the summer.
Okay. Hi. Maybe it was. But I feel like this stuff is just not going well with the Diablo. And the only way that they're going to redeem themselves. Okay, you want to talk? What do you say? What do you guys say?
You want to go woo woo woof?
Hey. Oh, woo woof. 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 Oh, woo woof.
A woo woof?
Hey, come here. Hey.
Yeah. Here we are. Great audio quality entertainment here. We're playing with a dog. Like, come here. Okay, here he is. We got him.
Oh, woo woof.
Can you go woo woo woof?
Nah, he wants to play.
We got him to do it like I was streamed, didn't we?
Yeah.
I think we did.
Yeah.
On our great extra live stream. I'm going to put the gameplay up live. If you're listening to this on audio podcast services, this is Thursday. I'm going to make all the videos live on Friday.
Sweet.
Other than, we have the podcast, which we all sound like Optimus Prime. Okay. That was available like on the stream. I don't know if I want to air that.
It's up to you.
And
I say no.
There's nothing wrong with it other than our voices. We sound funky. And like obviously we're kind of fools. What we will do, though, is here soon. Well, like what we did is that we basically review bombed the review bombers. Essentially, we took some of their worst reviews and read them and laughed and did that. Maybe we'll redo that segment again in another show. Maybe next week or whenever we do. I get a chance to do that when there's a little bit of like less news. Of course, next Wednesday, we're going to be doing a podcast. Meanwhile, your Fallout should be arriving that day.
I am hoping that the Fallout has arrived and we will do a live unboxing.
Hell yeah.
That would be good.
I'm down with that. I'm definitely down. I'm excited to see, what the helmet and the quality of the helmet looks like and all that jazz. I'm really excited for you to dive more into it, with the final product. Apparently there's going to be a 30
gig.
a 30 gigabyte patch coming for the game.
There are a lot of bugs, but not really as many as I was expecting. I figured a Bethesda game, I would at least have some cows falling from the sky.
Okay, so you want to talk about bugs?
See, everyone else has had bad bugs but me. The only one I've had is you open the screen, the pixelation on the crafting table for the Tinkerer. That's it.
So
yours was crazy.
Oh, dude, like my screen, I couldn't even see. But if I aimed with a scope, I could see past the nothing blur that was there, and I could shoot people.
It's crazy.
Because you were trying to shoot some people up, like mutants up on like a bridge.
Yeah.
And like for some reason you weren't hitting them, or you weren't hitting them for very hard. So I'm like, where are they? I can't even see them. And then I'm like looking around my scope and I found them and I killed them.
You did.
So you want to talk about like glitches though? So to falling cowses.
Cowses, people. We have a
falling
new
cowses
enemy in Fallout 76. Cowses.
You want falling horses has happened in Red Dead.
Yes.
And this thing was hilarious. There's this horse right here and it's like it just falling.
One of the best ones I've ever seen is me and Joanna was sitting here watching me play. Where's it at? It's there. The Attack on Titan 2. And what happens is, like, you start fighting a Titan, you hop off your horse, you start fighting a Titan, and your horses kind of go up to you. Well, so what happened is that instead of them going up to us, they spawned above the Titan. So literally, there's probably 20. Like I got a group of 20 people with me, and literally all of the horses spawn in a circle around, like they were literally sacrificed to summon this Titan. And Joanna's like, wait, is that supposed to happen? No, honey. Horses are not supposed to appear in the sky and fall. And it was like a 30-meter Titan. So that's a long fall.
Right on.
Yeah.
So I really do hope that Bethesda makes the right choice and listens to their core and reevaluates. Like I don't want them to stop and not make this game for the mobile. I just want
Bethesda or Blizzard?
I meant Blizzard. I'm sorry.
You said Bethesda, and I'm like,
sorry.
What does Bethesda want to do?
Not Bethesda.
Bethesda,
Blizzard.
we apologize.
Yeah.
We did not mean to offend you.
We did not mean to like mix you up with people who are mad at you. But I hope Blizzard makes the right choice and makes the game playable for more than just your mobile players. We'll see if that happens. But I really don't have anything else to talk about today. Do you?
I have nothing.
I have no pickups. I've just been playing Red Dead. Maybe here in the holidays we'll be able to, pick up a little bit more, or at least I plan on picking up a little bit more.
Right.
But I'm pretty sure that pretty much does it for today. What I will do for this episode on the podcast services and everywhere else, I will include our Extra Life donation link if you guys still want to find it in your hearts to help donate towards children's hospitals.
What was it this year? 2.5 million
that they raised?
Yeah,
it was 8
total.
8 something
I
million.
thought that was over the course of the Extra Life.
That was the over course of just that like weekend.
That's awesome.
There's a lot of money raised.
Thanks to those that participated
Yes.
and all of you that donated.
Yes,
That's
there's
$8
a
million
lot,
that go to
hospitals.
saving children's lives. That is absolutely amazing.
And I didn't even look. I didn't even look at our own like Facebook group, like for Extra Life, Indy, Annapolis. Okay, here we go. Because they had their own goal.
Yeah. Did you see if they met their expectations at our rallies?
That's what I'm doing.
Okay. I thought you meant for the whole.
No, not for those. I'm looking at like to see if we met the goal, and I'm not seeing it. Hold on. Oh, I got to keep scrolling.
Scrolling.
Keep scrolling. So they actually had a big event down there, which I told you about.
Yes.
And the guild event that they had down there had over 100 attendees and raised close to $10,000 for Riley. Gamers for Riley team raised $19,661. Total raised to date for Riley for down there
For our Riley here in Indianapolis.
Is hold on. In 24 hours, 10 a.m. Saturday to 10 a.m. Sunday, a total of $29,100 was raised for Riley. This is a new game day record, surpassing last year's $18,000 on game day. And the total raised to date for Riley is $100,852.
It's awesome. And that's our Riley's here.
And so their goal, their goal for the year is $140,000 for our Riley, and the fundraising continues until December 31st. So if you guys could find it in your hearts, if you could give a little to go to our goal goes towards this, and they are like over halfway there. They're at 100,000. They only need 40,000 more. That is great.
It's awesome.
Considering that their event raised, 10,000, and then overall, out of all of us that day, however much we raised, big or little, we all pitched in, and we all did a total of $29,000.
It's awesome.
That's awesome. So, I will include that link down below to go to our donation link. I have it set as tinyurl.com/GAP Extra Life. The link will be down below to click. Of course, you can always go to the GameAddictsPodcast.com and click it there, as well as get our podcast there, as well as our podcast on podcast services around the globe. Your favorite podcast service will most likely be there. We're on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Podbean, our gracious hosts at Podbean, Stitcher Radio, TuneIn, and Google Podcasts. Of course, the video of this is up on Twitch, twitch.tv/GameAddictsPlay. And, of course, everything we do audio-wise on podcasts or video-wise, gameplay or podcast-wise, goes to our YouTube channel. Search Game Addicts Podcast. We show up.
As long as we don't get a copyright.
Well, so far, only one gameplay video has been blocked. All the other ones are there. They just are like, we can make money off that, which I kind of got perturbed by, since we were doing the stream for charity, and like all of these music people who had their music in Forza were like, we're gonna make money off your video, and I'm like, donate that money to our thing. Just the Metal Gear thing, where like, we own that footage, we want to put ads on it. I don't care. We're not making money off this yet.
Right.
Maybe one day, when we are making a decent amount of money and chunk and change. I know that YouTube is a failing thing right now, and it's hard for people to make a real big living on there.
Yeah.
So I'm not looking to YouTube to be our be-all, end-all for making money.
No.
I just want that to be a place where you can go and see our catalog of videos and audio and everything. I want everything that we have done, which is there, to be there.
Twitch right now is a big thing.
Twitch right now is a big thing. Podcasting is a big thing. So, like, my goal is to hunker down, Get in here. Get on Twitch. Start streaming every time we do a show. Try and game more and get on there. I want to game more Red Dead on there, and I will probably do that. I'm now hankering to play more Red Dead. Maybe go back to the first one. I still want to do my Mass Effect retrospective.
Right.
When we play Fallout 76, I want to stream that. I want to stream us playing the game. So so please go check us out on all that stuff and give us a follow. Help us raise, our follower count. And there it is. Bless you. I almost said cow.
There's the cow. Falling cow.
Falling cows. Falling cowses.
Cowses.
Falling cowses. We're also on social media. You can check us out on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at Game Addicts Play. Facebook gets a bonus treat because every single weekend, except for this weekend because we did the stream, we bring to you a weekend update show called Game Addicts Plus. If there's any news or anything, we just hang out, we talk, and tell you what's going on in our world. That's over there on Game Addicts Plus or Game Addicts Play on Facebook for Facebook Live. It's just typically on Sunday, like mid-afternoon type of thing. I'll sit down and you guys can tune in while you guys are starting to watch some football or whatever's going on nowadays. So I think I got all my plugs. Got my plugs?
Yep.
Got them all.
I think that'll do it.
And until next week, fellers. I've been playing Red Dead too much.
I thought you were about to say I've been Mike. I'm like, there you have it.
I've been playing Red Dead way too much, and the dude's like, hey there, fellers. As I walk around camp every single night, I walk around camp like before I turn the game off, and I've been gone from camp all day. I go over there, grab me some coffee, and walk around, just talk to people. What's up there, Lenny? And then I go over there, and then I'll just take a sip, go over there, sit down at the fire. How you doing? All right. I guess I won't talk to you no more. Just little things. and it's cool because if you do missions with some of these people, they will bring it up instead of just saying how you doing. They'll actually have a little like, you did pretty good back there on that bank robber there, Carol. She goes, the harlot's always a hit, because she pretended to be a drunk harlot to get their attention.
Right.
So good fun. I love Red Dead. Until next week, guys, I've been Brando.
And I've been Mike.
And this has been the Game Addicts Podcast. #GameOn. We'll see you next week, guys. Later.